What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Serie Addicts. Gonna talk about Matchday 13 in the Serie A. I'm Marco Romano, as always, with Tito Yang.
Yep.
Had some pretty good matchups over the weekend. Obviously, the big one being Roma and Napoli, which we'll talk about that one. We'll talk about Inter, Juve, and Milan Lazio, which was the other key matchup into the weekend, as well as some teams that still continue to surprise, like Como. I had another good result over the weekend. Pretty good round of Serie A football. Continues to be the most competitive league. Don't know if there's anything else that you wanted to call out, Tito.
Well, you mean competitive in like between them, right? Like, so yeah. I wouldn't say it's so competitive in Europe, but it's very competitive in the sense that
Within the Serie
there's
A.
not a lot of difference.
Yeah.
The top teams and the middle teams, right?
clear
So
clear this distinction
very
within
clear
the Serie A.
distinction. Yes, exactly. So I'm just making that clear for everybody that might be watching. And thanks for watching. And thanks to everybody who's been subscribing. And remember, if you disagree, if you hate anything we're saying, if you feel that it's ridiculous,
Why do
just
you have
leave
to
us a
go for
comment.
the
Let us know.
negative first? If you love what we're saying, if you completely 100% agree all the time with me, make sure you say it in the bottom. Uh, just messing around, but cool to
I
be back.
mean, just knowing football fans.
You're getting ready mentally.
Yeah, okay, exactly. Expect the worst and hope for the best is, I think, what they say to be. So,
All right.
anyhow, thank you for watching, and I think we can kick it off. 13th match
Kicking it
day.
off with Como Sassuolo. Como still continues to be the surprise of the season. More
What's
surprise for
happened?
you. I had them kind of competing and being actually more or less around where they are right now, which is
That is true. He
promising.
said that.
2-0 victory, right? For the Spanish team playing in the Serie A. Continuing to show Serie A in Italian clubs how to actually play modern football,
hmm
right? Something that a lot of teams should take a little bit of a cue on, and
Yeah.
potentially make some changes. But Duvicas we got on the score sheet on the 14th minute, and then Alberto Moreno on the
Yep.
53rd.
Yep.
Another 2-0 victory for Como. Solid victory for Como and Cesc Fabregas. Again, no surprise on my end. Just
Yeah.
playing great football right now.
You know what? I mean, not really a surprise, but it's like 63% possession again for Cuomo. For Como, not Cuomo. Cuomo was the mayor of New York that actually lost. Uh, so for Como, and uh honestly, like again, like I'm looking at the players that they fielded, and again they played with a four-man back line. They keep doing that. 4-5-1, apparently, formation. And then also Solo also with a four-man backline, so 4-3-3. So I was like looking at that stuff because I feel like sometimes matchups between teams become a clash of styles. Some teams like playing a certain way, but Sassuolo have been playing some possession football too, and attacking football, and they match up against a team that is better at it than them. I think you know. So the forwards
Nico
did not
Paz
have a
went
good day.
for like a ridiculous bicycle kick, which would have been the goal of the season if he would have gotten that in the back of the net.
Okay, so
But
how
good
long do
team
you
play
think?
overall.
How long do you think Nico Paz is going to be staying at Como? He keeps playing like
I,
that.
I, see, I see him getting past this next transfer window.
Do you?
But after that, if he continues to play at the level he's playing at Como, maybe the one thing that can save him is the fact that he only wants to play for Real Madrid. And Real Madrid have a lot of other amazing talent right now. He wouldn't be starting for them right now. So one thing to consider. But I don't see it going past another year.
Do you think Arda Guler would be preferred to Nico Bas?
Right now, yes.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I think he's
I'm,
good at Como, continue to progress, which he's doing, right? And he's showing consistency, which is important as well. Um, I know Fabregas is going to try to keep him for as long as possible,
had
but
a good
playing
game.
at the level that he is, I can see him going to Madrid or some other top team, maybe not in the Serie A, probably in the Premiership. Somebody that's willing to spend the big bucks if it's not Real Madrid.
Yeah, but I mean, it's probably gonna be some Premiership side, right? Like that's what usually happens.
A lot of clubs in the Premiership could use somebody like Nico Paz right now. It all
Mhm.
depends on what he wants to do as well. Hopefully, let's see if he decides to stick it out and play on a couple more years with Como. But at that level, I doubt it.
Okay, so let's play worst place he could go to.
Worst place,
Worst place Nico Paz could end up at. Worst place.
Barcelona.
Really? Yeah, well, yeah.
Mm.
Well, I was thinking kind of like Al
PSG
Hil
because
Al
he would
Hilal.
get lost in the shuffle, right? I
I
think
would
a
think
place like
I
that.
think you know I would say Al Hilal or some place like that, like where Ronaldo plays. You know, like somebody comes around and they're like,
Yeah, but
I'm
that would
paying the
be
clause.
sad more because we wouldn't get to see him play that often. But I would say probably Real Madrid, Barcelona, PSG, somewhere where he could get lost in the shuffle and not get a lot of playing time or consistent playing time
How about
and
Man
kind of
City?
fall to the background. Other than
If you
that,
go,
I think he'll fit on pretty much any squad. Like I think any squad can use a talent like Nico Pass.
you were gonna buy him.
Keep dreaming.
Yeah,
Ain't
exactly.
gonna happen. We had Parma Udinese was the second match of Matchday 13. 2-0 victory for Udinese. Two teams that have been struggling, right? Kind of mid table teams, which is kind of what we expected starting the season. Goal from Nicolo Saniolo. Good to see him again on the score sheet to having a
Yeah,
pretty solid season. Knock on wood, he's able to stay healthy and on the pitch. And Davis with a penalty in the 65th minute. Great striker as well. Fast, strong, very physical. So good 2-0 win for Udinese versus Parma there.
yeah, and a red card for Palma too. Like that was another thing. It probably impacted the result because Troilo got sent off on the 64th, which is like very early in the game. He was actually, I think he's the one that caused the penalty. He got sent off, and so Parma, even though they have been playing pretty well and have been very tough to beat for other teams, you know, Udinese, who hadn't been on a really great run, were able to at least get two past them and get an away win, which is gonna be big for Udinese in terms of trying to get back into some sort of respectable sort of form, right? In terms of the standings, though, not really too impactful yet, but they, I mean, they definitely got back to like ninth place, which is not bad for how they've been
Mid-table,
like,
as expected. Saniolo's goal was a defensive mistake by Parma. Kind of funny because the goalkeeper came out and it looked like he was trying to dance reggaeton with Zaniolo, who who turned around at a pretty tight angle and put the ball in. A very nice goal from him.
yeah,
That one was a pretty funny goal. The penalty was a clear foul on Davis, who stepped up and put it in the back of the net.
yeah,
Good playing better, Udinese, still until I see them get a couple of wins in a row. I think number 9 suits them right now, given how other teams are performing in Serie A.
yeah,
Very again, very, very competitive. Hopefully they could keep it going. And Parma, again, more of the same. I thought this game could go either way, but Udinese had the better game. And again, happy to see Saniolo on the score sheet.
Agreed. So Genoa and Hellas Verona was
Hellas.
there's no Verona more Verona than Hellas Verona. We all know that.
Finally, a
Uh
win for Genoa. They get a
yeah,
break, right?
yeah. They needed it.
Colombo, Colombo and Thorsby getting on the score sheet, 40th minute and 62nd minute.
Yeah.
Didn't
Ver-
see this one, but obviously Genoa have been struggling pretty bad. Verona have been kind of up and down. This is a step in the wrong direction for them. It looked like possession wise, it was very heavy towards Genoa. Not sure what's going on with Hellas. Um, that's
nope.
one of those teams that it's always tricky to play against. So it's
They
surprising
need
to not see them come out with a win against Genoa the way Genoa have been performing.
I think they need the whole ass. And then we're gonna see a difference. No, but seriously though, uh Genoa is always a tough team, right? I think they're in terms of how they've been playing the past couple of years, right? They've always been a better, superior team than Verona. Verona is a smaller team who got promoted more recently. So it's expected for Genoa to beat them, right? Verona still got a goal on Verona first. Uh, but right now, Verona is sitting dead last on the table, even below Fiorentina because of fewer goals scored. So they need to do a hell of a lot of work if they're gonna get the hell out of there.
Let's see where they end up at the end of the season. I have Genoa and potentially Verona being two of those teams that may be fighting relegation. Just the way things are going right now in the Serie A. Uh, I can't think of anything that's kind of being, I don't know, where they shine, something that has stood out given what
Yeah.
they've brought to the table so far this season. Hopefully things change. Not sure if Carboni played this game, but I know we have him on loan over there. Hopefully he's getting some playing time. Um, but good to see Genoa get a win. Verona, they got to figure it out.
Yeah. I don't know. I think if you look at the standing, I feel like Verona are pretty much where they deserve to be based on how they played. They haven't won a single game, and they got 6 draws and 7 losses. So only scored 8 goals in 13 games. So, I mean, you can't expect to win a
Struggling.
lot of games if that's how you're playing, right? They're
You
not the
beat you
worst.
beat teams by scoring goals. So if you can't get the ball
Yeah.
in the back of the net,
I
that's
mean,
always going to be an issue.
unless you have a solid defense, but their defense is, I mean, it's not the worst in the league. Like there's teams that have allowed more goals, but only Udinese, Genoa, Torino, and Fiorentina have allowed the same or more goals than Verona. So, when you have one of the worst defenses in the league and one of the worst offenses in the league, you're exactly where you deserve to be, basically. So it's sad to see, but someone has to be there. And like you said earlier, it's a very competitive league.
We can skip the next game, right? We don't want to talk about the next game, Juventus Cagliari. Can just skip right over that one.
Juve- Juventus played this weekend?
No, no, that's what I'm saying. That game was suspended, so we can move to the
Yeah.
following match with.
Yeah. So Juve got a win. That's a good thing. They had been struggling for form, for consistency, and finally they were able to, get a W. The sad part of that is that Dusan
Not
Vlahovic
a not a
looks
good start
like
though.
he 31st minute had to come out with an injury, and it seems like he might be sidelined for at least 3 months, which means a lot of things because he's on the end of that long contract where he's gonna end up making around 12 million euro by the end of the year. He stays there the whole year. So 8 million as a base salary plus another 4 million in different clauses that are gonna become effective if he completes the season there. So it sucks for everyone involved because Juve wanted, or that these were the rumors. The rumors were that Juve wanted to sell him during the summer. They couldn't reach a deal because there wasn't a destination allowed, which like he wanted to stay at Juve and finish out the contract because he negotiated that and he wanted the money, which is you know honestly, if you're a team and you're gonna offer a player a contract and you basically structured that contract in a way where on the last year you get a $4 million bonus and then you don't renew that contract before the end of the year, you're just shit management. And that's what the problem is, right? Because you're gonna get to that point. And if you know that you're incapable of negotiating a contract on the last year, then don't put a clause like that in it. It's just why would you do that? And now they became prisoners of their own clause now because they're gonna have a player that they're gonna have to pay, and he's gonna definitely stay till the end of the year because who's gonna buy him now in Christmas when he's gonna be 3 months out? So that means almost the end of the season. So nobody's gonna buy him in this transfer window. That means that are gonna have to pay the money for that contract because he has to stay the entire season. And then he stay and he can't play. So it's like the worst possible scenario. I want to say. Uh,
Hey, but on
you
a
know,
positive side, two great goals from Yildiz. It is what a yield is.
yeah.
Uh,
I
Good to
told
see
you,
him
yield
back in
this what
form.
yield does. Yeah,
So forget about Blaovic. I think the one that you would need to keep an eye on and make sure that he stays at the club is Yildiz. Uh,
bro, bro, you didn't.
Future player.
I was just gonna say, you say that the one they have to keep an eye on to keep on the club is Yildiz, but I saw the Coppa Italia match today. I'm not gonna say a lot about the Coppa Italia, but I just wanted to make this comment because we won't go into the Coppa Italia in this episode. Maybe we'll do a special later and discuss the Coppa Italia so far, so we can catch up to it. But what I wanted to mention is I was watching the Coppa Italia and Zegrova played for like 17, 18 minutes or so, probably less, or I don't know, probably less. And that dude is special. Like he just watch,
I told you, bro. He's one of
dude,
my
watch,
favorite players.
go on Paramount Plus, which is the broadcaster. We're not affiliated with Paramount Plus, just want to say, but they are the official broadcaster of Serie A in the United States. So if you have it, just go watch the last 15, 20 minutes of the Italian Cup match between Juventus and Udinese
I thought he
today.
was gonna start the match. Like,
Bro, he is a different kind of player. He's a different kind of player. He reminds me, and this is obviously I'm not making a direct comparison, but because they're very different in terms physically. But he reminds me of when I used to watch Ronaldinho play. That's literally like today. I was like, holy shit, dude! Like this guy, it's gonna be very hard to keep him on the bench. And Spalletti today moved Conceição to the other side so that he could have Conceição and Zegrova on the pitch at the same time. But anyway, that was the cup match. But that guy is the guy we gotta keep an eye out and make sure he doesn't leave because he's special.
yeah, you
Anyway,
could, man, just got a bunch of players, right? Because you gotta make a decision at some point, right? Because Conceição starting right now, but Segrova has shown that he can bring something to the table that nobody else can bring at Juve, which is that ability to go past defenders one on one, create chances, create
yeah,
space.
yeah,
So I think if once he's 100%, right? Physically ready to go. I do see him starting for Juve, especially if he continues to play like he has. But it's good to see Yildiz back to top form. Two very good goals
Yeah.
during this match day. Good assist from Kalulu as well. Right, surprisingly, he's contributed a lot with his passing coming from the back. Goal from Esposito, the older Esposito, as well
Bro, he's on fire.
to start things up. He's
He
good.
is
I'm telling
on
you.
fire, bro. Like,
I
he's
hope
dude.
someday we bring him back to Inter at some point. But he's a good talent. He's definitely a good talent. He's been scoring
Are
a
you
ton of
kidding
goals
me?
with a solid team as well in Cagliari, right against Juventus, no less. Granted, with no Bremer, but still one of the top defense in Serie A. Let's see how he continues to play. Hopefully, again, he plays his way back into Inter. We could have the Esposito brothers starting up front
That'd be cool.
someday in the
If
future.
listen, they make it back to Inter. They both make it back to Inter. They probably be get called up to the national team. And then we have another like when we used to have the Inzaghi brothers in the national team.
No, he
That
keeps
happened a
playing
couple
with
times.
Cagliari and scoring goals, right? And Italy is in desperate need of goals up front. So,
Yeah. And maybe I should play the Buffon's kid. He seems to be a pretty interesting striker too.
but doesn't Buffon skid? I thought he was playing for a different. What's the other nationality that he is? I can't remember. I'm not sure if he decided to play for Italy or not.
I don't know if he is declared, honestly. I don't think anybody's called him up yet. So I don't know. We can research that. But anyways, sticking to this match, losing Vlahovic sucked, but at the same time, I think Jonathan David came in and did a nice job. Uh, Miretti has been playing really well in the midfield. I
He's
feel
been
he's
getting some time on the bench since Spalletti took over. That's one thing I noticed immediately. He started giving Miretti a lot more time.
I yeah, but I think it's just us. It's just that he's better physically because I'm sure Igor Tula wanted to play him too. It's just he wasn't in good shape.
He wasn't fit.
Yeah, he got injured early, like in one of the first games of the season. I don't know, remember it was like in that cup out there, or whether it was in one of the friendlies that we played back home, but he got injured. Um, and then he took him a while to get back into kind of like playing shape. And so I think he's gonna get more minutes because he's one of those players that really good at like moving around and finding like a good pass or creating space with his movement, kind of like McKenny does. Like, and when you have Miretti and McKenny at the same time on the pitch, you can tell like the attack flows a lot better. And like it's not taking away from Turam, but I think Turam is a little bit better at making kind of vertical runs instead of diagonal ones. Like I see Miretti and McKenny move a lot more like diagonally than I see Turam. Thuram is all usually going in a straight line towards the goal. He's just very good at dribbling and like just taking people on, but and physical. But sometimes when Thuram plays, he has an amazing game, and sometimes he have an average game. I think this game he did a good job. Came out in the 70th for Miretti. Miretti was a worthy substitute. Um, Conceição played almost the entire match. He was a threat the entire time, as he usually is. Which is why I think Zegrova is finding it hard because if Conceição was brought on to be the starter, they paid a lot more money for Conceição than they did for Zegrova. And so I think it's normal that you're gonna play Conceição. Conceição was on the team last season too. So uh and if Conceição is playing well, then it's gonna be hard for Zegrova to get minutes because he's obviously second in the pecking order. Unless, now that Vlahovic is injured, some people are speculating that they're gonna try yield this in like a false nine. I wouldn't do that. I'd be like, no, no, no. Just let Yildiz play where he plays, like, off to the left and let him cut in. Better at that. I don't know why they would play him as a false nine. Like you have Jonathan David, just play Jonathan David. Hey, right? Like you got to make a choice. It's gonna be Yildiz on the left, and then you have to make a choice between Zagrova and Conceição on the right, and you're gonna have Jonathan David up top or Openda. That's who it is. That's it. I don't know why they're speculating so much around that. It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, good game by David. Openda came in and didn't really have enough time to make an impact. I would say same for Caval. But glad to see Caval is back. Caval had a lot of injury problems,
Is
but
that
he is
the
a
the character from Mortal Kombat? Cabal.
yeah, Caval.
It's
He's
really
got
really
like some
fast.
knives. Uh, he, he's a big defender. Like he's a tall dude, and he's pretty fast, and he could dribble, but he can also play center back. So I think having Caval again, he can make a big difference. I mean, again, I don't want to talk about the Copa game, but he made a difference today, definitely against Udinese, because Udinese are a physical team. They have some big dudes, some strong players, uh, especially right in the midfield, like Ata and AZ Bue on the flank. So that we needed the physicality of Caval, and then Cambiaso now is playing on the right side, which I like. You know, I don't know what happened to Kostic. Well, Kostic started this match, but he had a terrible match. So uh, they subbed him out at halftime. That's like, oh, how shit are you playing? Well, I wanted to rest Cambiaso, but I couldn't because of how terrible you were doing, Kostic. Thanks for that. So now I gotta put Cambiaso. I think that's kind of how it went. But
Well, at
still,
least you guys got options. You got to figure it out though.
and we got the W, which is what matters. So win for you, check one down. We go up to an incredible position of seventh place, which is terrible. But at least we're
That's
only
not bad
five
in
away from first.
competitive Serie A.
Yeah,
Versus the next match in Milan, who stepped it up to the top of the table with a 1-0 victory over Lazio. Milan dominated the game, but Lazio started off pretty good. My nan, Magic Mike,
Magic Mike.
Milan's favorite stripper, had another great game. I think he was the MVP. Made a couple of great saves to start off. Lazio were a little bit
Yeah.
hot. Then Milan took over and started dominating the game.
Magic
Center
Mike.
forward goal from Leão. Even
Yeah,
though it wasn't pretty, he good cross from the right. He made a great run towards the goal. Put it in the back of the net, but again, it wasn't the prettiest. Like it was right towards the goalkeeper. The goalkeeper was just too close and couldn't stop it from going in. But
yeah.
another solid win from Milan, right?
Top of the table.
Another clean sheet, right? Going
Yeah,
to the top of the table. We've been talking since the beginning of the season that they're a dangerous team, not only because of their quality and the players they have, but because of the fact that they're not playing European football. So definitely not to take lightly the fact that Milan are already at the top of the table. They're getting Pulisic back. They're starting to put it together. So it's going to be good to see if they can go on a run here uh, towards the end of the year, all right, and keep it up moving into 2026.
so why didn't Pulisic play in this match?
Not sure why Pulisic didn't play. Maybe they're just trying to bring him back slowly.
Slowly. Yeah.
Um, that's the only thing I can think of. I don't think it's anything serious, at least. But the players that they have been playing well, and Kunku uh, came in. And for me, the biggest difference is that midfield with Modric and Rabiot. They're starting to figure it out. It's going to
Yeah,
be
that's gonna
very
be
tough for
hard to deal
teams.
with. Yeah.
Yeah, if they can dominate and control the midfield, that means less opportunity for the other team, and the more opportunities they can create on their side, the more possession they have. So
I think
it's going to be
Rabiot
interesting to
was
keep an eye out on Milan.
honestly, I think Rabiot might have been the signing that gives them the championship.
Probably Rabiot may end up being the signing of the season. If Milan do
Yeah.
end up winning, obviously Modric a big part of it as well. Just crazy how they revamped their midfield and now they're at the top of the table and deservedly so. So good victory for Milan.
Agreed.
Lazio still struggling. Right, again they created a couple of chances in the beginning of the game, but Milan dominated this game. Uh, moving into the second half, so Lazio still struggling a bit, but again, it's against Milan. I think this one, if I would have put money on any team, it would have been Milan to get the W for sure.
Yeah. Especially with their recent form, right? Because Lazio is another team that started off a little bit slow, then got into a good, kind of swing of things. Uh, but right now, I see them, uh, when they face the big teams, I don't think that they have the quality that they need to get the results there. So I think their form is going to be consistent or not, depending on how the calendar looks like.
Let's see. Hopefully, just a stumble and not the beginning of a bad streak for Lazio. But again, solid
Yeah.
victory for Milan. Uh, as Interista, I hate to see it at the top of the table, but not surprised at all, if I'm being honest.
Yeah. Hey, you wanna know who stumbled? Also, Torino lost again
Again,
against Lecce, like 2-1. Curivali and Banda scored in the 20th and 22nd, and then Adams scored a goal for Torino on the 57th to kind of bridge the gap, but they weren't able to pull it off. They weren't able to complete the comeback. So Lecce was
yeah,
playing
but the
with a
defense all
four-man
over the
backline.
place. Both Lecce goals, one from a set piece,
Yeah.
the other one just an easy 1-2 play for a wide open man on the second post. They got to do better. Uh, yeah, they scored one uh, to for it to finish 2-1, but Torino have been struggling, and that's an understatement this season.
Yeah. Uh, again, they it's still Marco Baroni like at the helm. How long do you think he's gonna last now? It seems like he had caught like a break, but oh boy, another loss.
At least we had the American get on the score sheet for Torino. You know it's bad when it's Che Adams who's giving you the consolation goal. They got to figure
You say,
something out. I
bro,
wouldn't give him that long with the players that
why do
he
you think
have. This was a
Americans? Why do you think Americans do so well in Serie A? Because I feel like McKennie's been one of Juventus' best players. Pulisic has been one of Milan's best players. Like there's evidence that they do well here. Like Musa when he played at Milan, kind of up and down, streak, but the team was shit. It's not a lot
yeah, but
he could do.
it's a different style of football, right? The Premiership is more up and down, more vertical, right? A lot faster. Physical as well, but it's style of play, right? We were talking same as we kid around that Como is a Spanish team playing in Serie A,
Yeah,
right? It's just that modern style of football that for some American players it's not suited for them. And I don't think there's been one. I know like Dempsey played. I know Landon Donovan played in Everton. Dempsey played at Tottenham. Um, but they didn't do anything to stand out, right? To like you
Dempsey
said,
played. Was
Americans
it
in Serie
Tottenham or
A.
Fulham?
Uh, yeah, but right. I don't think he played. Maybe he played for both. Now I can't remember.
Yeah, I don't
But he
remember
didn't
either.
do anything major, right? It wasn't like
Yeah,
Pulisic is at Milan, where he's offensively he is the first option, right? Because Leao, you
yeah,
have Leao, who's more of a winger, and he's inconsistent. Pulisic has been the one that has been consistent for Milan as far as scoring goals.
yeah. Pulisic was inconsistent when he was at Chelsea in the Premiership because they didn't really give him a
But he
lot of
didn't get a
chances.
lot of playing time
Yeah,
at Chelsea either, right? So that's
yeah,
another
that's the thing.
big thing.
Yeah, that's why my argument of sending young Italian prospects to the Premiership is ruining the Serie A. Not the Serie A, the national team. It's ruining the national team because we're sending all these players who could be getting like good playing experience in the Serie A, like Pulisic is getting for the United States. We're sending them to the Premiership to sit on a bench and play 5 minutes here, 7 minutes there, instead of actually getting 90 minutes on their legs in a top league. You know, if we're
Yeah.
gonna send them somewhere, just send them to Germany, or we should send them to
No,
Spain.
send them to Serie B. Look
Or,
at Esposito. All right,
but
did awesome.
Serie B, they're gonna be playing with some, bricklayers and shit. They're gonna break their ankles. It's like
Hey,
it's completely different type of
but if you
environment.
can make it there, you can make it anywhere, right?
No, man, you want to protect your investment and have them play with like a upper level type of players, right? Like I would rather sell a player to a Dutch Premier First League team and send him to Serie B, to be honest, just because maybe that Dutch team plays European football. You know what I mean? And get
No, they did it with
Champions League experience.
Stankovic's son, who is Inter sold him to Club Brugge, and he's been playing awesome. They've been doing well in the Champions League, right? He's not only getting
That's what I'm saying.
quality time in a professional league, but he's playing the Champions League as well and getting some Champions League experience. That's one that
Uh,
I'll probably will see go come back to Inter. Inter have the buyback clause. I think it's 23 this season and 25 if they bring it back the following season. The way he's playing, I wouldn't be surprised if they bringing him in sooner rather than later because I see Fratesi going out. But it's got to
no,
be a
you
good
really, you
mix,
really
right? It's
hate
got to be
Fratesi.
some talent staying
Why?
at home, right? Playing Serie B or playing for some mid lower table teams, and then some players going to foreign leagues, not the Premiership, not La Liga, right? Going to
Saudi
Belgium,
Arabia.
right? Then the Netherlands, right?
Yeah. We need
Going to
another
those types of
striker. I
leagues.
don't like that Retegi went to play in Saudi Arabia. I think that's bad for the Italian team. Like they're gonna be
Yeah.
playing over there, you know. But I mean, does it hurt when they're playing in the Saudi Arabian league because Ronaldo's playing in the national league too, and it doesn't
I
seem
mean,
that
they
he's
got some
having.
great talent. Like Al Hilal is a hell of a freaking team, and there's some pretty good teams over there. The thing is that we just don't really see them play on a regular basis.
But also, they're not playing
That's really
against
it.
other teams of high quality. You know, there's like a couple of teams in Saudi Arabia
And
had a
and
shit
it's
ton of
like
money.
when you're starting to play like FC, right, where you have a couple of good players, and then like some players that are already like 60 something, 70 something, to complete your roster,
Yeah,
right, to make sure, and still working out the chemistry because none of them speak the same language.
exactly. They're from
It's
all
like
different
each
places.
team have like four or five superstars, right, and
Yeah,
then some a talent that we know is like at a level that is nowhere near
exactly. Because
those
Saudi
other
Arabia
players.
never qualified for the World Cup. Well, they have, but I'm saying it's they're not gonna be like, oh yeah, watch out, Saudi Arabia. No.
I
But the
think
United
they gotta
States,
pick up
they can do
players like Joao Felix, right? Where hey, you tried it in a couple of the best leagues in Europe. Were never able to hit the ground running, right? He's gone over there and now he's doing amazing over there.
it. Yeah,
So for players like that that are maybe struggling,
of course he's
it's a
doing
good
amazing.
option. But I
The
hate seeing
defenders are shit.
young talented players or like really good players in their peak um, go
Go
over
there.
there, and then I can't see them play regularly.
Yeah, yeah. They're
Savage,
not
dude.
playing.
I wish I could. I wish I could watch Savage.
You mean
Watching
Milinkovic
that dude in
Savic?
Serie A, yeah, dude. Not being able to see Savage play. That dude's a magician with the ball. Was awesome to see him during his time with Lazio. I
Yeah.
wish he would. That's one that I wish would come back to either Serie A or at least another big top European league, so I can watch him play for a little bit before he's over the hill.
I think he's already over there, because he's been playing Saudi
Probably
Arabia
he
for like
played in
3
the
years.
Club World Cup, and the dude looks still amazing.
Yeah, well,
He's just got that kind of Zidane quality about him, where he
yeah, he's
barely,
a good passer.
rarely loses the ball. He's an amazing passer, just a magician with the ball at his feet.
Yeah, I wish he would have gone to Juve, but I think the reason he didn't is because we were getting Pogba back, and then that shit happened.
How did that
Uh,
work out?
well, he's playing for Monaco now. But I honestly
Is he
should have
though?
just
Is he though?
he just debuted like I think a week ago. Came back finally. They put him back in FC 26 too. So,
You want to get to the next match?
uh, is, which one is that?
Pisa
Oh,
verso Inter.
oh,
Two
really?
nothing
That's what.
victory
Why are you so
for
happy that you're
Inter.
beating on a poor little team like Pisa?
Actually, Pisa had a pretty good performance. Now
Well,
you
yeah,
would
you
see the score line and say Inter dominated 2-0, call it a day. But not a very good start from Inter. Actually, Pisa was creating the better opportunities. Um, Props to Kibu for making some changes and not waiting until
Kibo.
the 75th minute. He brought in Esposito, who assisted for the first Lautaro goal. Good to see Lautaro get on the score sheet. He was on a bit of a drought, like he always does. He needs to be a little bit more consistent. And then Diouf, who has
The
been playing
service,
awesome
bro.
as well the last couple of games when he's come in. Playing on the left again, which is not his natural position, but a way better option than Carlos Augusto, and how we've
Weren't you
seen him
saying
there.
like 5 episodes ago that Diouf sucked?
Because I hadn't even seen him play, and the time that I saw him play, he lost the ball possession twice and nearly cost us a goal.
Okay, so he's gotten better then.
So yeah, good to see that he's getting some playing time. I think it got to the point where it's like he was saying, like Carlos Augusto is so terrible on the right that I'll just try Diouf to see what happens. He played. He's done well on the right the past couple of games. Don't know why Kiwu then decided to bring in Carlos Augusto on the right and move Diouf to the middle. Um, I don't agree with that sub. But at the end of the day, 2-0 victory, two good goals from Lautaro, which is good to see him not only score once, but get a brace after going on a drought. Uh, Good assist for Esposito, and congrats to Pio Esposito on getting the Golden Boy award for 2025. Well deserved. Hope he still stays level headed, right? Doesn't get an ego. I think he's getting a lot of praise, but I know he's got a good head on his shoulder. Hopefully, he continues to put in the work. He could be a potentially good option for the Italian national team moving forward as well. But well deserved for the youngster, doing great at Inter. Great decision by Kibu and management in keeping him on for this year. Um, Solid win. Not a whole lot more to add other than that. I want to see Inter get a couple of wins in a row. They've struggled again. They continue to struggle to get against big teams. Like you said, it was against Pisa, and props to Pisa because they did create a lot of opportunities, had some good chances. So again, the score is a little bit of an outlier on this one.
Fair enough. I think Inter again like showed that they can get results even when they don't have like their best game. I feel because I don't know. I think Lautaro had obviously a great game. He had a brace. Di Michael played well. Chalanoglu, uh, Barella, but I think
Barella it has been, I feel, one of the most consistent this
yeah,
season.
the whole season. Um,
And it's good
I
that you have players of that quality that even when you don't play well, you are still able to eke out a result. But that's why they've been
right.
struggling against the the
and
better teams,
and also
because you
Akanji
can't
did
have
well.
that mentality and that approach against those teams.
Are you finally convinced that Akanji is of Inter level?
Kanji for sure, and we're definitely gonna sign him moving forward. I wish Inter keep Bisek. We definitely need some help. Devray is too old, too slow. Acerbi, he's still an awesome defender, but again, he's up there in age. You can't rely on
Mhm.
him. So, in my opinion, the future right now looks like it's Bisek, Bastoni, and Akanji. So we need more help on the defense. I hope that that's what they focus on, not like we talked about on the previous episode that they were trying to replace Summit and looking at Dibu Martinez, which I don't know why, because we have a great second goalkeeper. Um, they need to stop with all that crap. Give Summer a break, at least until the end of this season. Focus on defense. Focus on the right side, which is a glaring hole. When Dumfries is out, Carlos Augustos just can't play that position. Luis Enrique hasn't lived up to expectations. Kibu's had to bring in Diouf, which plays in the middle. He doesn't usually play in the right, but he has done awesome. So if I were Kibu, I would start Diouf here in the Coppa Italia match, which he probably will. But I wouldn't be surprised if he starts him in the middle and not on the right, and
Is
freaking starts
Dumfries
Carlos Augusto
injured?
on the right. Yeah,
Is Dumfries injured? Oh, okay. How
yeah.
long is he out?
He should be coming back soon. I wouldn't be surprised if I had to call it for the next Champions League match, knowing Dumfries.
Yeah. He'll speed up the recovery for that one. In the
But I thought at the
meantime,
beginning of the year, I was surprised, especially with how he played and what he added to the team during the Club World Cup. I think Carboni was a player that coming in from the right is good and just creating some chances and getting some shots on goal from outside the box and putting some crosses into the box. So let's see how he continues to perform at Genoa for the rest of this season, but he would have been a nice option. But that's something that Inter need to focus on because we have Darmian who is hurt as well, but Darmian is another Carlos Agustos. Offensively, he's useless on the right. Essentially, you're going to have a solid defense when they start on the right, but they're going to create zero chances going forward.
Lautaro Martinez is still the league's top scorer.
Hey, it's the captain, and I can't complain. Lautaro's one of those players that he always goes all out. That dude's always all over the pitch, defending, sliding, slide tackling. The defense start with him. He has a great attitude. Usually, he needs to be a little bit more, have a little bit more emotional intelligence, and not snap like he did in the Napoli match. But good to see him get on the score sheet twice. Hopefully, he wakes up and goes on a little bit of a streak. Boni, in my opinion, has been up to this game with Lautaro scoring twice. Boni has been the most informed striker at Inter this season. So he was a great signing as well. Another pat on the back for Marotta and company. Definitely good bringing him back as well as making the decision to keep Esposito and not loan him out again.
Bad guy. Marotta.
Which some people after some of the defeats were calling, Marotta, get him out, and I'm like, dude, are you smoking crack? Like, what the hell are you talking
Please send him to us.
about?
Send him to
Yeah,
us.
it's like, are you freaking crazy? Haven't you
Yeah,
seen what's happened to Juventus since Marotta left?
exactly. It's like what they're dumb. So, why do you think Argentinian players are so successful at scoring in the Italian league? Because Lautaro Martinez
they're
is the
they're
top
they're good at scoring. Period.
he's the top striker.
Argentina is right now one of the countries where they have an abundance of talent. They could probably have two, maybe three national teams and qualify for the World Cup or probably go at it against each other in the Copa America to win the Copa America. They
Yeah.
just have way too much talent.
Six of the top 20 strikers in the Serie A are from Argentina. Six. You
But
know,
there's always been great Argentinian strikers in the Serie A, right? It's just I think now it's a little bit more glaring because we have a lack of Italian talent up front, like world class top talent up
yeah,
front,
to the point where we have an Argentinian striker in the Italian
and
team.
which we appreciate because
Yeah,
because we have him starting for the national team for a reason.
yeah.
But yeah, right? It's the Camoranesi of our current Italian squad.
Exactly. Exactly.
But
Exactly.
I don't know. Maybe it's Messi. They grow. Everybody grows up wanting to be Messi. Maybe everybody in Italy grows up wanting to be Maldini, and
This
we
is
haven't.
this is the big team's fault again because if you look at the top strikers, like if you take out Orsolini who plays for Bologna, who's only up there because he shot 3 penalties. To be honest, because he has 6 goals just like Lautaro, but he scored 3 from a penalty spot, which those don't count. That's like a free throw. Anyway, the point is, if you take Orsolini out, the next best Italian strikers are Domenico Berardi and Bonazzoli, and he's in Cremonese.
Legend.
You know what I mean? It's like, is that what we got? Then you got Pinamonti, who also plays at Sassuolo. And what does that tell you? Berardi and Pinamonte, who play at Sassuolo, are the top Italian strikers, along with Bonazzoli, who plays at Cremonese. 3 newly promoted teams. So what you were saying about sending them to Serie B, you know what I mean? Like, I guess it's a good school for strikers because these guys just came up and they're scoring in the Serie A.
Same as Esposito, right? He came up from Serie B and has scored a couple of times as well. If he
Yeah,
probably get more playing time, he would have scored more. But
yeah,
he's had some good contribution. Um,
yeah.
but yeah, it's
But they
glaring.
should
Like the
give them
top of,
time, you know?
and hopefully, dude. For me, the struggle is that I always see how the under 17, under 19 teams perform, and I'm like, what the hell happens to those players the 2 to 3 years after that? Well,
They
why
sell
don't
them
they
to
make it?
English teams because they sell them to a team where they're going to be on the bench. That's what happens.
That's terrible.
Yeah, what it is. And Italian teams, like the big Italian teams, they're victims of marketing. I feel like some of the management is just dumb because they won't take a chance on a player that grew up in Italy and that it already understands the culture, the style of play, the general philosophy of Italian teams. He knows the history, he knows the tradition. All that shit, it takes a really long time to teach somebody that just joins the team. So, and they won't take a risk on like a 20-year-old Italian player. They send him to Cremonese or a smaller team, but they will take a risk on any random 21-year-old, 23-year-old Belgian, French, Dutch,
Argentinian.
Argentinian, whoever.
Yeah.
Argentinian is not that much of a risk because they're usually pretty good. But the other ones are a lot of times end up being a bust. And then like I just remember like when Juve spent all that money, like almost 90 million on the late,
Yeah, it was
and then
after
it
that
was like,
Champions League where he performed really well for Ajax, right?
but that's how dumb they are. That's what I'm saying. Like you go off from Pascal like one season and you think, oh, okay, this guy's gonna fix all my problems. So let me spend 90 million on that dude. Like, what the hell, bro? It's like he's not like if you're gonna spend that money, you buy uh what is this guy? I don't know, somebody who can make a real difference. Not like Lamine Yamal. You buy somebody like that. 80
Yeah,
million.
you're gonna need to break the
No, I mean
bank and invest
like young Lamine Yamal.
your
They want to
entire
use him like
team's
a decade.
future.
You can't buy him now. Nobody can buy it. But
Well,
I
one team that is usually really good at scouting talent is the next one on deck, Atalanta, who played
no, they
against
suck.
the almighty Fiorentina, crushing the Serie A, crushing everybody's head.
Oh my god, man! Why? What keeps happening? What's happening to
Fiorentina
this team?
definitely
You know
the
the
biggest
crazy,
surprise and not in any way positive at all.
the
Just
crazy
incredibly
thing
disappointing this season.
is they were so good 2 seasons ago. And before, when Paladino was the manager, they were great. They were like, oh man, I gotta go to Europe. It's cheap. Like now, Wow. I can't believe that it's 13. Like match day 13, they got 6 points.
That's
Oh
crazy,
man.
right?
Yeah. 0 wins. Not they haven't won a single match.
That first goal from Kosonu uh, looked like a golazo, but I'm pretty sure he meant to do a cross, but stuck it top bins in the second post. Second goal was Lukman. Good seeing Lukman on the scoreboard. I think he's playing well. Skamaka has been playing really well
Yeah.
under their new manager.
I
It
mean,
looks
he
like
could
he's
be
kind of
called up.
revitalized them.
He's a good alternative to the thing. He's Kamaka.
Solid if he continues to play well. He's just super inconsistent, but he
Yeah.
has all the qualities, and he's been
And then
playing
you
really
got
well for
Esposito,
Atalanta.
the young one who can play him there.
Yeah, but you gotta take it easy with Esposito and give him some time. I'm like, I don't want to put way too much pressure on him. He's been up to
No,
it
you gotta
thus
put him
far.
in there. Just throw him in throw him in the just the smoldering
Nah, that's
pot.
my concern with some of these upcoming playoff matches. That the way it's going, right? Glad to see that Ken's back, right? Obviously, hasn't been putting the ball in the back of the net for Fiorentina, but that's not on
Not
him.
his fault.
Uh,
Yeah,
they've just
team
been playing
sucks.
terrible.
Yeah, the team is
But
just
good option at
ridiculous.
least for us. Lukman's goal was just a rebound goal, right in the first one. Again, I thought it was kind of a cross. So two kind of unusual goals for Atalanta, but still a good 2-0 defeat. It looks like they're trying to instill some of the same kind of uh, playing tactics that they had under Gasperini, and it seems to be working. A lot of the players that were shining last season are starting to shine in the Catalare, in Lukman, Scamacca, right, getting back into form. I hope that they keep it going. They're fun team to watch. Has some good talent. The top team, I would say, right at Serie A right now, as far as scouting great young talent. All right, so we hope that Atalanta can keep it going. Maybe focus on some Italian talent,
Yeah,
other than foreign talent moving forward. But it's a dangerous team when they're performing on and going on all cylinders.
yeah, 100%. But I mean, they just gotta find a consistent run of results. Fiorentina, on the other hand, do you think this horrible run of form is because their biggest rival is Juve and they have so many ex Juve players? You think this is like the football gods punishing them for
Uh,
for doing that?
if it's that, then I'm good with it. But I don't know what's going on. I think they, with the talent that they have, they shouldn't be with only 6 points up till match day 13.
That's ridiculous.
That's crazy. And
Why are
just
they
dropping
playing?
points left and right. Right, obviously against Atalanta, team that has been playing better. One of the teams that have more talent that they have. So not surprising that they lost against Atalanta, but it doesn't help that it's just it's the never ending nightmare for them. They just keep dropping points.
Yeah,
I don't know what else they can do. Right, they already changed managers. They're just gonna have to tough it out until the transfer market, see what they may be able to do, but it's tough.
yeah. The ironic thing is Palladino was their manager and he's manager of Atalanta now.
And he's kind of flipped them around because Atalanta have been playing a lot better since he got there. So
Yeah,
it's
he's a
funny. It's
great
funny. That's
manager.
how it works
He's a
sometimes, right?
great manager.
We recycled a ton of managers on our side as well, right? We had the
Yeah,
Spallettis, the Gasperinis of the world. Like they never worked out at Inter. I feel they just didn't give him enough time, and we didn't have the right talent at that time at Inter because they
yeah.
have proven to be great managers at other teams under
The Juve
the right
are
conditions.
playing really nice, like right now, like that. Those last two games. I mean, this one they could have had more
That's what I'm
chances,
saying. It's
but
it's, it's the manager.
they, they,
Look at Milan now under Allegri. Right, they're playing a different type of football.
oh
The
yeah,
pieces
they're
that
gonna
he
be the
brought
one.
in. just fit his playing style to a T.
Yeah.
So
It's
let's
gonna
see,
be a
but they got to
really,
figure
really
something out,
fun
man.
race. Like to the end of the season, it's gonna be a very fun race to watch. This is gonna be because, like you said, so we have so many teams that can just beat one another. Like Milan, Napoli, no, Fiorentina, Milan, Napoli, Inter, Juve, Roma, Atalanta. It's it's gonna be really intense, and I think it's gonna go down to the wire. You know.
And that's a good segue to the marquee matchup of match day 13, which was Roma Napoli.
That's true.
1-0 victory for Napoli. Another goal from Neres, who has seemed to woken up these past
Yep.
two matches. Right, scored a brace on the previous match day. Now scoring a goal against the mighty defense of Roma, who I'm pretty
True.
sure they're, even though they conceded a goal, they're the best defense in Serie A still. Pretty tight and contested game. Very, as far as like the numbers, the same amount of shots, 51 to 49 when it comes to possession. Uh, Not surprising, being that they are two of the teams that I feel will be battling it out for the title this season, along with Milan, hopefully Inter, Juve, and a couple of others, and Como the way they're playing right now as well.
Yeah. Yep. I think
And
Roma
Napoli,
in the
especially with so many people injured and still getting wins,
yeah. I
that's
think this
impressive.
was like one of those games where Napoli wins out almost like by sheer will because like they scored in the 85th, right? Or actually no, Neres came out in the 85th. They scored in the 36th.
Yep.
Um,
It's kind
but
of
but
typical Neres goal, dude. Breakaway. He makes the run, ends up being 1-on-1 with the goalkeeper. Puts it past the goalkeeper. That's kind of the typical Neres goal. Right, he's just a very explosive and fast player. Once he gets a step on the defense, that's pretty much a one-on-one opportunity versus the goalkeeper, and he's been putting those away. Great
yeah,
option for Napoli to have coming up the bench. But honestly, I think Conte, with all the injuries that he's had, I think ever since he made that switch from a formation and changed to a defensive four in the back, that's when it kind of started turning around for them. It seems to be working. They haven't been scoring a ton of goals, but they haven't been conceding, and they're getting goals from a lot of different players now, which is good.
yeah, yeah. I'm saying is that if you have the players to play back four, that's what you should play. That's what everybody like who's very successful is doing. But
And they
some
have they
players,
have the monster on goal,
yeah.
right? And like 8 foot four, fucking hold door, hold door, hold door.
That dude's huge. Yeah, is huge.
In between the posts for Napoli, just freaking huge and great instincts, great reflexes.
Milinkovic
So
Savic. Banja
the
Milinkovic Savic.
savage, the
Huge
savage,
dude.
the other savage.
Oof, but
Hopefully, would be awesome to see his brother back in the league.
yeah.
But good victory for Napoli. Right, uh,
Yeah.
good
Also happy
that
to
to
see
see
Dybala's
Roma's.
back.
He's been kind of in and out this season, which is typical, unfortunately, for Dybala.
Yeah.
Right, that was his issue at UA all the time. He was amazing when
Yeah.
he played, but he just wasn't available for a lot of games.
Yeah. If he
Right,
gets a
so
good, like a nice run of health to end up the season, it'd be great. And then Roma will be really dangerous because he is one of those players that knows how to unlock a defense. He's very classy,
uh,
passer and
and they got
shooter.
their defense figured out under Gasperini, right? So
Yeah, they're
they
solid.
just need to start scoring some more goals. Roma is one of those teams that I think they should certainly go after another center forward during the transfer market.
Yeah.
I think if they can get a dangerous center forward to pair up with Dybala out front and Soleil, I think they'll be dangerous. Start scoring more goals. Let's give him some time. Maybe Gasperini is just figuring it out from back to the front. Right, he's got the defense figured out. They're playing. Their midfield is pretty solid as well with Kone, uh, who almost went to Inter, which would have been nice, but
Yeah,
uh, Roma playing great, but didn't have enough to beat the defending champs, even missing a couple of key players like De Bruyne and Lukaku still. So
yeah,
good victory for the defending champs on this one.
yeah, and good play from the defenders in the Napoli match. Like Rahmani and Buongiorno played a decent match. Stopped a lot of what Roma was trying to actually accomplish, and then uh, I think Noah Lang has been doing a good job since coming in for the injured
Yeah, took him a
offensive
little
players.
bit. Good player, right? That can be dangerous. Definitely played better these last couple of matches. Uh, gonna get some more playing time with the injuries that they have. But Napoli's another team that is they surprisingly have a little bit of depth as well, right? Because they have
Yeah,
Lobotka that they brought in when Anguissa was out, and he just fit in like perfectly, right?
yeah,
Like he was still starting for them, so they got some good options as well.
yeah.
And then
And
the
Conte's
last,
gonna get the best out of those players, anyways. The last thing I was gonna say,
that's
like he's
that's
never losing now.
Conte's mo. That's
Yeah,
Conte's mo. He'll
exactly.
get there. He'll get the most out of them. You either
Yep.
love him or hate him for it.
True. All right. Last game.
Last
Bologna
match was
Cremona.
the most surprising one of this match day, I would say. Cremonese putting three past Bologna, who had been playing awesome football as of late.
Yeah.
Definitely completely unexpected. A brace by Jamie Vardy, a
Vardy,
typical
Jamie Vardy.
Jamie Vardy goals. Uh,
That's crazy.
Interesting to see the hooligan playing at Cremonese. They're a
Yeah.
feisty team with a lot of grit. I think he fits in very nicely, brings in not only some talent but some experience to that squad. And another result for Cremonese.
Yeah.
They've been up and down, got up to a hot start, dropped a couple of points, but
Dude,
a
I was
win
not
against
expecting
a
that.
team like Bologna, the way that they've been playing, and gotta give them their props.
Bologna were on fire till now too. Like they were playing really well. Uh
Scoring a
what's up
ton of
with
goals, not conceding a lot.
yeah, what's up with Basquiotto? Why is he so jacked, man? Like doesn't he have
It's on the
like
juice, bro. It's
there's
on
no
the
shirts that
juice.
fit him. He's like he looks like a bodybuilder. And then this is one of
What's your
the
shirt
games where
size? Extra small.
this is one of the games where he this is one of the games where a three-man back like a three center back line beat the four-man back line. Like one of those where they revert the
And
results.
pretty much, I think all three goals that they scored on Bologna were just playing the defensive trap really well.
Yeah.
Um, the first one was kind of a breakaway, and I'm pretty sure one of Vardy's goals was the same pass from the left, easy one-on-one finish for Vardy. The last one was more kind of a center forward kind of goal. He's just stuck his foot in. Who else got on the score sheet, Tito? Orsolini from the penalty
Orsolini from
spot.
the penalty spot. Yeah, yeah. That's what he does. He shoots the pen.
The new Penaldo, but he's a good attacker. He scored
Yeah.
a bicycle kick earlier in the season. He had
Well,
made an attempt in this
of
game, but it
course.
got
I
blocked.
mean, he is solid. He scored 3 goals on the field, 3 goals from the spot. But what are we gonna call him? Penalini?
I
Penalini.
mean, but it's kind of the same for Chalanoglu.
Three
Chalanoglu would have even one more
Rigolini.
if he would have put that penalty past Milan's favorite stripper in Magic Mike.
Yeah.
But
Magic Mike, stripping
Magic
strikers of
Mike.
strikes.
But awesome to see the hooligan with a brace. Interesting team, right? To have the Incredible Hulk and the hooligan. It's gonna be interesting to see how they do for the rest of this season. If Bardi, how many goals Bardi can actually end up with.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Good first
interesting.
touch on the second goal to put it past the keeper for Bardi. They could have scored a couple of more goals actually, Cremonese, in this one, surprisingly enough. A couple
I
of good
can't believe
saves
Cremonese beat Bologna.
by the
This is
Bologna keeper.
ridiculous. This is just ridiculous. I honestly I can't. And I'm just watching that. I look at that result and I'm like, how is this happening? Like Cremonese is 11. They
That's the
just
Serie
one
A this
point down
season,
from
man.
Lazio. Wow, they got more points than Atalanta and Torino. And I don't know. I wasn't expecting that at all.
And
Um,
Hellas in last place.
yep,
The
last
only
place,
team worse than Fiorentina.
last place. That's terrible.
Oh, dude, but if you look at just the top of the table, it's just
It's
so
too
tight
tight.
up top. Like 10 points separating one through what 11.
Yeah, it's like 5 points between like first and seventh, or something like that.
And you have two teams that were just promoted sitting at 10th and 11th on the
Yeah,
table.
and you know who's playing on Sunday? Napoli, Juve. Mm,
It's gonna be a good match.
yeah, Lazio, Bologna, and then we have Milan, Torino is gonna be an easy one. And Inter are gonna play Como. It's gonna be a very nice one
That's
too.
another great matchup.
Yeah, so
Couple of very great
should be
matchups.
fun.
That's a real tough one for us right now,
Hmm.
especially because
But
we
you,
don't
but,
do
but you
well
play
as
at home.
we saw in the Champions League. We don't do well against Spanish teams other than Barcelona because of their
Yeah.
terrible defense. So given that we're playing in form Spanish side in Serie A, that one is going to be definitely interesting. Some good matchups. Even Cagliari Roma, one to keep an eye out.
And it should be a
Torino
W for
Milan,
Roma though. Yeah.
better
I
than
think
Milan
Lazio
Torino, which
Bologna.
the way Torino have been playing.
Lazio Bologna is going to be interesting because Lazio desperately need a W, and Bologna are trying to bounce
And
back from that
Bologna
loss.
need to kind of wake up
Yeah.
from the beatdown they just got by Cremonese and Vardy.
Yeah.
But good match day coming up. Looking forward to some of these matches, especially obviously Napoli, Juve, and Inter Como.
Yep.
Let's see
And then
how the
we'll take a
top of the
look at the
table
Copa
looks.
eventually. So people can, we'll have one
We can
episode
start
to
covering
talk about the Copa.
maybe for the next episode we can cover the Copa Italia matches, right, and just keep covering them moving forward, right? Selfishly enough, we haven't been talking about it because neither Inter or Juve had played in the Coppa Italia thus far this season, but they play.
Exactly.
Juve played today. Tito has alluded to it a couple of times throughout the episode. Inter play tomorrow, so
Yeah.
we'll talk about the key matchups in Coppa Italia moving into next week. But we appreciate you guys joining us. As always, my name is Marco Romano with Tito Yang. Just wrapping up another episode of Serie Addicts, Serie A Match Day 13. Thank you guys for joining us. Feel free to like and subscribe, leave a comment. We appreciate you, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Take it out.